my friend Freddie is here to say, how are you today?
I want mine first.
Just a minute, please, Meredith. What kind of animal is Freddie?
A frog.
A frog. Michael, would you like to say hello to Freddie? There you go. And Michelle, can you say how are you, Freddie? Oh, you want to kiss him. And Alyssa?
I can kiss him.
Oh, sure, give him a kiss. And Meredith, a kiss. And Jared, would you like to shake? Good boy, I like the way you stretched your hand over there so I could reach you. What kind of a name tag did we give you when you came to the library today? A bear. And do you know why I gave you a bear?
Because there's books about bears.
Right, Meredith, we have books about bears.
I have the Corduroy book.
Do you have Corduroy? This is a book about Corduroy the teddy bear.
I don't usually have that one.
Do you usually have a different colored one? Sometimes the cover of the Corduroy book can be a different color. You might have a blue one or a green one.
I have a red one.
Let me tell you a little bit about Corduroy. Are you all set to hear about Corduroy? Corduroy is a teddy bear who lives in a great big department store. That's a store like Higbee's or Hallie's.
I have the book.
And Corduroy lost his button.
I know this book.
Meredith, I need for you to be very quiet and not to interrupt. Do you understand, sweetheart? Thank you. Corduroy lost his button, and he gets down from his shelf to look everywhere to see if he can find it. When he's down from his shelf, he gets into all kinds of trouble. Let's see what happens to Corduroy. Some of you have heard the story, and if you have, be very quiet and listen so that we don't spoil it. Did you hear it already, Michelle? Good. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. There's a clown doll and a rabbit and a giraffe and a doll. And they want someone to take them home to play with them. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much money already. Besides, he doesn't look new. Look, he's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight, I'll go to see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone from the store and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stumbled onto an escalator, and up he went. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. It's not a mountain, is it, Michael? What is that?
Escalator.
What's an escalator?
It moves.
It moves.
It's a moving steps.
It's moving steps or a
It's
moving
like
stairway.
magic.
But Corduroy has never seen it before, and he doesn't know what it is.
It's like the floor is moving like little bumps.
That's right. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped.
Yeah.
"I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace." Do you know what a palace is, Alyssa?
Yeah.
What is a palace?
Something people live in when they're king or queen.
Right, a very, very big, special, pretty house where a king and a queen might live. And Corduroy sees so much furniture that he thinks that it's a palace that he's looking at. He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button," he cried. And he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. Michael's right, that's not his button. That's a button on the mattress. He yanked and pulled with both paws until, pop, off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Bang! into a large floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store.
Police.
The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw 2 fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. You see those 2 fuzzy ears? Right.
Forgot to cover it.
He forgot to cover his ears, you're right. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with all the other animals and dolls.
Went to sleep.
He did. He went right to sleep. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl that he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted all the money that I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the saleslady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy all the way home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room.
That was the same one.
Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap, and she began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you just the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave Corduroy a big hug.
See?
Did Corduroy find a friend?
Yeah.
He sure did. Did someone fix his button for him, Jared? Before we start another story, though, I wanted to show you my Corduroy. Does he look just like the Corduroy on the book? He does, but he has 2 buttons. This is Corduroy after Lisa sewed his button on. What color are his overalls?
Green.
They are green. Corduroy likes to have everybody give him a big hug, just like Lisa did. Do you remember how she gave him a hug? Michael, do you think you could give Corduroy a big hug? Whoops! Big hug. Good for you. Michelle, would you like to give Corduroy a big hug? So soft.
The last one gives it to you.
Alyssa's going to give him a big hug. Good, Alyssa. And Meredith? And Jared? Oh, even a kiss. Jared's going to have his turn to give Corduroy a hug. Good, Jared. Do you know what Corduroy would like to do?
What?
He's going to sit over here, and he's going to watch the rest of our stories. I hope he can sit up.
Want somebody to hold him?
No, you know what? I think I'll just let him lie right down there, and then he'll be able to watch the stories. Can we do open, shut them? Is everybody set? Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a great big clap. Open, shut them, put them in your lap. Roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them, give a great big clap. Roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them, put them in your lap. Good, I think you guys know that pretty well by now, don't you? How about if you stand up and be a teddy bear with me? We'll pretend that we're teddy bears. Michael, can you stand up? There we go.
Make your hands just like you're furry.
Yeah, you can pretend you're all furry. Here we go. Teddy bears, are you set? Teddy bear, turn around. Teddy bears, touch the ground. Teddy bear, show your shoes. Show me your shoes. Good. Teddy bear, how old are you? Show me how many fingers you are. 5, 4, 3. Good, Michelle. You had an extra finger up there. Here's somebody who's 4, and here's somebody who's 3. You guys are awfully big. How about if we sit back down? You're awfully big for a 3, aren't you, Michelle? My goodness, and such a good listener. I do have another teddy bear story for you called My Teddy Bear. This little boy and his teddy bear are best friends. They do everything together. Let's see what they're going to do today while they play. The story is called My Teddy Bear.
I have that book about down there.
My teddy bear is my best friend.
Why is there a quarter one?
I'm going to show that one to you later. Are we set to listen?
I have it.
Alyssa, will you sit all the way down, please? My teddy bear is my best friend. We often play together. They're playing with trucks and blocks.
Yeah. What did they build?
And sometimes we fight. Uh-oh.
You mean wrestle?
They're wrestling. I think they're just pretending, aren't they, Michael?
Yeah.
But a teddy bear would be someone good to wrestle with. Then you really won't get hurt.
Because a bear is tougher than a little boy.
Oh, but bears are soft. Teddy bears are soft, so that it won't hurt.
Guess what?
Alyssa, we'll talk in just a minute. On fine days, my teddy bear and I go for walks. Look, he's holding his teddy bear's hand and taking him for a walk. I keep my teddy bear safe from the big dog next door. Uh-oh, teddy bear's afraid of that dog. But the little boy keeps him safe. But the little boy keeps him safe. We share our meals together. Look at teddy bear's wearing a bib. Isn't that silly? And we both get bits of rice stuck all over our faces. Do you see all those white dots on teddy bear's face and on his friend's face? Did you ever eat rice, Michelle?
No.
Sometimes it's very sticky, and if you're not careful, it'll get all over your face. Michael, do you like rice? Does it get stuck on you sometimes, though? Oh, you must be a very neat eater. Good for you. My teddy bear likes having a bath. Wait till you see this, Michael. The soap bubbles tickle him all over. Look at all those soap bubbles. But he doesn't like hanging on the clothesline to dry. Oh, dear. Teddy bear's hanging up with clothespins in his ears to get dried off. Michelle, does your mommy hang you on the clothesline with clothespins in your ears after your bath? No.
He should have put a towel on him.
He should have put a towel on him, but you know, when teddy bear's fur is wet, it takes a long time to dry. A towel wouldn't get it all the way dry, so he has to hang on the clothesline. Now teddy bear's clean and he's all ready to play again. But now it's my turn to have a bath. And teddy bear watches.
Why is it all filled up?
When you take a bath, do you fill it all the way up? Oh, some people like to do that. They get the water almost all the way to the top.
Why?
I guess they like how it feels. It's nice and warm.
And you could lay in it.
Oh, dear.
And you can swim in it.
Now the day is over, and it's time for both of us to go to sleep. Good night, teddy bear. Can you say good night to the teddy bear?
Good night.
Look at teddy bear's ears are poking up from under the covers, just like Corduroy's were. Do you remember when Corduroy was hiding? Do you sleep with a teddy bear, Alyssa?
Yeah.
How about Meredith?
I
Does
sleep with all kinds of dogs.
all kinds of dogs. Meredith, do you sleep with a teddy bear?
Dolls.
Oh, dolls. What do you sleep with, Meredith? Is Dee Dee a doll?
She's my pretend friend.
Oh, good for you. And Michelle, what do you sleep with when you go to sleep?
Snoopy.
Oh, what a good idea.
Snoopy,
And
I
Jared?
have a hand and a sweatshirt for him to wear.
Good. Jared, what do you sleep with?
Miss Piggy.
Miss Piggy. That's a good idea. Is she big or little? I know some children who sleep with so many toys, there's hardly any space left in the bed for them. Do you know anybody like that, Meredith?
Yeah.
Who?
My sister.
Your sister. Oh, my goodness. Do you know what? I'm ready to listen to a record today. Would you stand up and I'll tell you about our record?
Who's going to put it on?
Everybody up. This is called Put Your Hands Up in the Air. Can you put your hands up in the air? Now put both hands on your lips. Put your hands up in the air. And put both hands on your hips. Good. And another part says to put your right hand in the air. Do you know which is your right hand? That's the one over here. Other one, Michael. Other one, Michelle. Other one, Meredith. There you go. Now put your right hand on your lips. Now keep it there. Put your left hand up. Now put them both down at your sides. Good. Let's see if we can do that to the record. It's called Put Your Hands Up in the Air. It's a secret. Can you put your hands up in the air? Way up high. Come on. Michelle, Meredith, way up high. Can you put them on your nose? Where's your nose? Good. Hide your nose for me. Don't let me see it. Put your hands up in the air again. Can you bend down and touch your toes, Alyssa? All the way down here. Come on, good. Everybody turn around. Can you turn around? Don't get dizzy, Michael. Good. Can we jump up and down? Show me how you jump. Real high. Good jumping. Good jumping. Now put your right hand in the air. That's the one over on this side. You got it, Michael. Good. Good, Jared. Good, Alyssa. Other one, Michelle. You got it. Now put it on your lips. Keep it there. Now put your left hand up. That's the other one. Other one, Michelle. Good. Now put them on your hips. Can you turn around? Everybody turn around. Good. Don't get dizzy, Michael. Now let's all jump. Let me see if you can jump on one foot. Now jump on the other foot. Good. Oh, don't fall. Now walk back quietly to your seat. Shh. And sit down. Very quiet. Shh. Don't let me hear your feet. Good, Michelle. Find a seat. Put your hands in your lap. Can you bow your head and take a nap?
But keep a smile.
Just pretend. Jared, can you pretend to take a nap? Oh, good. Oh, you all look so sleepy. Good job. Wake up, everybody up. It's morning time. Let's do the monkeys jumping on the bed. Put your hand out like this. Well, let's do it with our hands. You can pretend that you're a monkey. Let's do 4 monkeys today. Would you like to do 4 monkeys jumping on the bed? 5 monkeys. All right, we'll do 5 monkeys. Are we all set?
It's the same.
It's the same, but we do it with 5 monkeys. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped her head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." 1 little monkey jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, now real loud, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed."
So
Good
they could
job.
understand.
Did I tell you the last part where no monkeys jump on the bed? No little monkeys jumping on the bed. None fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "Get those monkeys straight to bed." It was time to go to sleep. No more jumping. Those of you, I thought I'd told you that before, but it's hard to remember that. Some of you said you'd heard this book before, A Pocket for Corduroy. It's the same corduroy. Good, Meredith. I'm glad you've heard it. Corduroy is going to...
I've heard it too.
Good.
I did too.
Do you know what Lisa's going to do today? Lisa's going to go to the laundromat with her mom to wash clothes. A laundromat is like a store where they have washers and dryers.
And if you don't have dryers or a washer, you let them wash it.
Right. If you don't have a dryer or a washer in your house, you go to the laundromat and you borrow their washers and dryers to do your laundry. Then you take your laundry back home with you after it's clean. People who live in apartments sometimes don't have space for washers and dryers in their small apartments.
My grandma and grandpa live in an apartment, and they have washers.
Do they?
Mine downstairs.
Oh, downstairs in the basement, you're right. So
Mine
that's
has
like
some
going to the laundromat. They go downstairs to the basement instead of going to the laundromat. Meredith, let's read the story and then we'll talk. It's called A Pocket for Corduroy. Look at his purple pocket. He never had one of those before.
He's going to have his name written.
I hope so, just in case. Late one summer afternoon, Lisa and her mother took their laundry to the laundromat. As always on such trips, Lisa carried along her toy bear Corduroy. The same Corduroy. The laundromat was a very busy place at this hour. Now, Corduroy, you sit right here and wait for me, Lisa said. I'm going to help Mommy with our wash. Now watch what Corduroy does.
He didn't listen.
Corduroy waited very patiently. Then suddenly he perked up his ears. Lisa's mother was saying, "Be sure to take everything out of your pockets, Lisa dear. You don't want your precious things to get all wet and soapy in the washer." "Pockets?" said Corduroy to himself. "I don't have a pocket." And he slid off the chair. "I must go to find something to make a pocket out of," he said, and he began to look all around.
By accident.
First he came to a pile of fancy towels and washcloths, but nothing was the right size or the right color for a pocket. Then he saw a huge stack of colorful clothes in a laundry bag. "There ought to be something in there to make a pocket out of," he said. Without hesitating, he climbed right inside that laundry bag, which was filled with pieces of wet laundry. The dampness didn't bother Corduroy at all. "This must be a cave," he said, sighing happily. "I've always wanted to live in a dark, cool cave." When the time came for Lisa to fetch her bear, he was gone. "Oh, Mommy," she exclaimed, "Corduroy isn't here where I left him." "Oh, I'm sorry, honey," said her mother.
He's right here.
He is right there. "But the laundromat will be closing soon, and we must be getting home." Oh dear, Lisa must be very sad to leave her Corduroy there. Lisa was sad to leave without Corduroy, but her mother insisted. "You can come back tomorrow," she said. "I'm sure he'll still be here." As they left, a young man wearing an artist's beret, that's that hat that he's wearing, was taking his wet laundry out of a bag, the very bag that Corduroy had discovered. There's Corduroy peeking out. Before he knew it, Corduroy was being tossed together with all the other shirts and sheets and shorts and slacks right inside the dryer. But just as the artist was shutting the glass door, Corduroy tumbled out onto the floor. "How in thunder did that bear ever get mixed up with all my laundry?" the artist wondered. Poor Corduroy was damp all over. What does damp mean?
You're wet.
Means wet. Good. "The least I can do for him is to give his overalls a good drying," said the man thoughtfully. He unbuttoned Corduroy's shoulder straps and put the overalls into the dryer.
And he's naked.
Corduroy grew dizzy as he watched the clothes spinning around and around and around in the dryer, but the artist became inspired. "This would make a wonderful painting," he said, and he took a sketch pad out of his pocket and began drawing the swirling colors. "I can hardly wait to get back to my studio to paint this picture." Finally, the dryer stopped whirling and the man gathered up the clothes. Then he helped Corduroy put on his warm, dry overalls. All at once, the manager of the laundromat called, "Closing time, everybody out."
And Corduroy was the only one.
Corduroy was the only one there, you're right. The artist gently placed Corduroy on top of a washing machine. "I wonder who that bear belongs to," said the artist as he was leaving. "Seems to me he should have his name someplace. He's too fine a fellow to be lost." As soon as the lights were turned off, Corduroy began his search again. He was surprised to see something white glowing in the dark. "Maybe it's snow," he said excitedly. "I've always wanted to play in the snow." What's Corduroy looking for? Do you remember?
Pocket.
A pocket, right. He's trying to find a pocket.
That's
And
not
he thinks
snow.
that that's snow. What is it?
Soap.
It's soap, but it looks like snow to Corduroy. He accidentally tipped over the box, and suddenly he was covered with soft, slippery soap flakes. Gradually, Corduroy began to slip and slide. "Oh, what fun," he said with a smile. "I've always wanted to ski down a steep mountainside." See how he's skiing down the snowy mountain?
sliding.
He's really sliding, and it's really soap. He landed paws first in an empty laundry basket. "Oh dear, this must be a cage," he said, peeking through the bars. "I've never wanted to live inside a cage like a bear in the zoo." But by now Corduroy was very sleepy, and soon he nodded off to sleep. Next morning, when the manager came to open the door of the laundromat, there was Lisa waiting. "I left something here yesterday," she explained. "May I look around?" "Certainly," said the manager. "My customers are always leaving things." Lisa was searching under the chairs and in back of the washing machines when she heard the manager call her. "Is this what you're looking for, señorita?" There's Corduroy waking up in the basket. Señorita is a Spanish word for miss, and he must be a Spanish person. "Yes, yes, he's my very best friend," shouted Lisa as she came running. She reached into the basket and picked Corduroy up. "So this is where you've been, you little rascal," she said. "It's time I took you home." Lisa thanked the manager and ran out of the door and down the street, holding Corduroy tightly in her arms. "I thought I told you to wait for me," she said. "Why did you wander away?" "I went looking for a pocket," Corduroy said. "Oh, Corduroy, why didn't you tell me you wanted a pocket?" asked Lisa, giving him an affectionate squeeze. That very morning, Lisa sewed a pocket on Corduroy's overalls. "And here's a card with your name on it for you to keep tucked inside that pocket," she said, "in case he gets lost."
Then he'll reach into his pocket and give the man the name.
"That's right. I've always wanted a purple pocket with my name tucked inside," said Corduroy, as he and Lisa nuzzled noses.
That's sort of like touching noses.
Do you see them touching their noses? Meredith is right.
Or Eskimos kissing.
Good, Michael. I was going to say that Eskimos kiss by rubbing their noses together. Isn't that a funny way to kiss? That's the way they like to do it, though. Corduroy was watching that story, and I'm going to nuzzle noses with Corduroy. Meredith, will you nuzzle with Corduroy? Good for you. Jared, would you like your turn? Everybody will get a turn, Alyssa. Good, and then Meredith will give it to Alyssa. Thank you, Meredith. Did you nuzzle? He's got a funny nose, doesn't he?
It's sort of like a jelly bean.
Oh, it does feel like a jelly bean. Good description. Thank you so much for coming to the Library for Stories today. Jared, you were a good listener, and I'll see you tomorrow, all right? Michelle, thank you for coming. Meredith, thank you for coming. Oh, you want to give him a kiss. Good. And Alyssa, Freddie would like to shake your hand and give you a kiss. And Michael, thank you for coming.
I would like to give me a kiss.
Well, there you go. We'll see you later. Thanks again. Have a good day.